In the early 1900s in the Wild West, Milagro Navarro Prescott performs her trademark act in the circus until she falls from a horse during one of her performances and dies. Years later, her young daughter, Fortuna Lucky Esperanza Navarro Prescott, has been living with her Aunt Cora and grandfather James in a city on the East Coast. However, after Lucky lets a squirrel in their house and ruins her grandfather's campaign party, she and Cora head to the western town of Miradero where they will stay with Lucky's father Jim, whom Lucky has not really known after the incident with Milagro, for the summer. On the train over, Lucky notices a Kiger Mustang running with his herd and goes to the back of the train to meet him. Upon arriving in Miradero, the pair meet local young riders Prue Granger, and her father Al, and Abigail Stone, and her brother Snips. The next day, Lucky goes to a corral where she sees the same horse from before trying to be abusively manhandled by a man named Hendricks. Lucky tells Jim and Cora about the horse, thinking he can be her new friend, but Jim does not want Lucky to go near the horses after what happened to Milagro. Nonetheless, Prue and Abigail help Lucky win over the trust of the horse, whom she names Spirit. After a while, Spirit trusts Lucky enough to eat an apple she offers him and allows her to pet him, sealing their bond. Lucky attempts to ride Spirit but he escapes from the corral and runs away, while Lucky is saved by Prue and Abigail after almost falling off a cliff. Jim finds and reprimands Lucky for disobeying him after being informed by Snips about what happened. They go home arguing, making Lucky think he has given up on her. She sneaks out at night through the forest where she finds Spirit and his herd together, but is interrupted by Hendricks and his men, who capture all the horses but Spirit and take them in with a stolen train. Knowing Hendricks and his men are wranglers, who are taking the horses to a boat to be auctioned and worked to death, Lucky agrees to help Spirit rescue his herd. She enlists Prue and Abigail with their horses to embark on a journey to try and cut the wranglers off on their path by beating them to a water depot located beyond a summit called Heck Mountain. During the trip, Lucky builds up her relationship with Spirit and becomes good friends with Prue and Abigail as they travel. The girls reach the water depot the night before the wranglers are set to arrive, but Lucky wakes up the next day realizing the wranglers made it earlier than expected. Spirit desperately attempts to save his herd on his own but gets taken in by the wranglers. Determined to save Spirit, Lucky and her friends follow the train to the docks, where the wranglers are boarding the horses onto the boat. The girls arrive too late to stop the boat from leaving, but they manage to save Spirit. Lucky and Spirit get on board by leaping off the docks, free the other horses, and subdue the wranglers, with Spirit knocking Hendricks off the boat. Jim, Cora, and Al, who were notified of the girls' absence by Snips yet again, show up on a fast steam train and arrest Hendricks and the other wranglers. On their way back to Miradero, the girls travel to a field in the middle of the wilderness, and Lucky lets Spirit go, saying that he needs to stay with his herd. When she returns home, Lucky and Cora initially plan to return to the city, but after Lucky bonds with Jim at a rodeo, she decides instead to stay in Miradero with him and her friends, as Spirit is seen riding through the fields with his herd.